Mark Niglia creates sculptures of horses from metal. Very talented man. Many of from scrap metal, and it's out of his backyard studio in Shepparton. And this year, one of Mark's sculptures will be in the annual Sculptures in the Garden event. It's in Mudgee in central west New South Wales. It's an annual event that attracts thousands of people from Australia and overseas, and the ABC's Alison Jess recently spoke to Mark about his passion for sculpting.
My dad taught me how to weld when I was 10, and that's where it sort of started from. It just evolved from there, and probably 6 years ago or more, I started making horses, and I make a lot of other things, but predominantly it's horses. That's what I make.
Where do you get your metal from that you use for these sculptures?
Predominantly it's scrapped metal, but as of lately I've been making horses from new material, which is a lot easier, and some people want that clean finish and a new sculpture. I mean, art's generally made from new material. So, yeah, I'm moving into that direction a lot more now, but I still really love the original way, of using some of that used material.
And where would you collect your scrap metal from?
Usually from junkyards or where do I get it? I get a guy who does demolition around here, and I get it from him. So he has a lot of scrap metal there, and he gives me a call, and he's got enough, and I'll pop over there with the trailer and grab it.
And what is it about sculpting with metal that you like so much?
Well, it's almost like a form of meditation for me. It really relaxes me, and I suppose it centres you. It makes me, just relax, and gets rid of a lot of energy and creative energy, I suppose. That's what it is. And I walk out of my workshop studio and I just feel so relieved and content in everything.
And so you mentioned you create in your studio. So is that at the back of your house? Is it like a shed at the back of the house? Or?
Yeah, well, I've recently just extended my shed, so it's specific for sculptures now, and big sculptures. So I can go up quite high. It's like 5 metres high. I've got a crane in there now, so I can get the horses. I'm sending a horse to Dubai, and to get the horse in the crate, I had to lift the horse over 2 metres above to get in the crate, so it's really handy. But yeah, I've got all nice lighting in there, and it's really set up well. Got a board there that I work in front of, so I can see the sculptures quite well, contrast against the white wall.
Mark, you're involved in the Sculpture in the Gardens art event that's coming up in Mudgee, closer to the end of the year. What will you have on display at the event?
I've got a horse called Leo. It's a big draft horse. That horse sort of, to me, was a tribute or based around the man on the land, like a farmer, a strong farmer, the hard-working sort of a person, but in the form of a horse. So it's a big draft horse. It's in a stance that's sort of pulling a plough or something. So it's a sort of strong stance. And I'm from a farm originally. My grandfather used to have draft horses, and my dad and him tell me lots of stories about draft horses and all the things that used to happen and while they were using them. They're very interesting.
So would the draft horse be the biggest sculpture you've created then? It's
one of the biggest. I've had others that are bigger, but they sort of stand up on plinths. But yeah, it's probably the second, third biggest I've made, yeah. It'd be probably close to 2 metres high, 3-4 metres long.
Wow.
It's quite chunky. It's a full-size draft horse, if not slightly bigger. With a lot of the sculptures I make, there's a meaning and a sort of a story behind them all. And that's what sort of drives me as I'm making it. I'm sort of thinking about that constantly while I'm sculpting. And that one, I was just sort of thinking of my grandfather, my father, how hard they've worked in their lives, or any farmer, really, and that's what it's about.
Shepparton-based artist Mark Niglia talking to the ABC's Alison Jess. One of Mark's metal horses will feature in this year's Sculptures in the Garden. It's an annual event at Mudgee in October. Now, if you want to look at some of Mark's work, you can see it on his social media pages. All you do is search for Mark Niglia Sculpture. Simple, right? Search for Mark Niglia Sculpture, and that's Niglia.